Okay, so we are going to start my planner spreads for this NaNoWriMo project. I did this actually for the very first time during the latest Camp NaNoWriMo, and I really like the spreads I ended up using, but I am pretty simple, so I didn't have a ton of them. So really I just had monthly, what I learned, a few weekly spreads, and that was really it. I had some plot bunny spots, but not very much. So because I'm doing a full novel this time instead of just short stories like I did during Camp NaNoWriMo, I do need to do a little bit more on the spread department, but I also want to keep it pretty simplistic because I hate wasting spreads. So I'm going to start out with the page that I use the most during Camp NaNoWriMo. That would definitely be my monthly overview. I like seeing all of my numbers right away.
Falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down, face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. This is Vincent Christ.
So what I really use this spread for is I like having all of my word counts, both where I should be for the entire project every single day of the month, and also I like to write down how many words each day I did. So in the actual full month spread, I will be writing down where I should be overall for the entire word count each day. And then over to the right, I have the individual how many words I did each and every day. It just visually helps me to see it spread out this way. It's probably way too many numbers on one page for most people. That's understandable, but it really helps me visualize what I'm doing and also where my problem areas are and why. I also have the ability to write down what kinds of events I'm doing over on the right side. If I have anything going on. I'm not someone who does a bunch of events or meetings and stuff, so I don't really need a ton of space for those things. So for me, this kind of spread works just fine. If you have a lot of things going on in your personal life, you'll probably need to just have a totally different spread that separates your NaNoWriMo goals from your regular events, but I don't really need that, so.
This is Vincent Christ.
The next spread is one I've never tried before, so it's not set up very well because it's experimental. We'll see how I like it this round. So these are going to be character spreads in a way. They're going to be very simplistic, mostly just things like wants versus needs, fears, hang-ups, that kind of thing. I've never really tried to do this before, so I honestly have no idea if this is going to work out. So I guess we'll find out by the end of NaNoWriMo if I'm going to keep doing stuff like this or if I'm going to not do that anymore. This next spread is my outline, or will be my outline. I'm going to leave a lot of room for this because, again, I've never tried to do an outline this huge before, so I have no idea how much space is needed. So I actually have these 2 pages, and then the next 2 pages I'm also setting aside for extended outline, but I don't know if I'll need them or not. We'll see. I can always use these 2 pages for something else if I have to. The left page is an idea dump site. This is when I get random ideas for future bits and pieces that I don't know where else to put them. I'll just dump them on one page right away. And the other side is what I learned during NaNoWriMo. And I always try to have these kinds of spreads because, again, I like putting down thoughts of what I've figured out about myself along the way, or what I've figured out about my stories, writing, weaknesses, things I want to work on, etc. And then this is the start of a weekly spread. I don't like to finish them or do all of them all at once. I tend to do them as I go along because I like to change up how much room I use depending on what the week's looking like, and I usually don't know until I get there. So I kind of keep that open-ended. For me, bullet journaling is kind of odd because I don't really make spreads the way most people do. One, I'm not an artist. I have clearly no talent for even drawing a straight line. I'm really poor at it. But I have learned over time that there are certain spreads that tend to help me best, specifically in just visualizing my goals and how I'm doing. It'll be interesting to find out this round if some of the other spreads I've never done before, such as the huge outlining spread or the character spreads, if those are helpful, and if they are, what exactly about them worked, what didn't, what needs to be tightened up for next time. So there's a lot of experimentation for me this time. We'll see if any of these things pan out. I hope you guys got a lot done during Preptober, and best of luck to all of us for November. It's coming up really fast.